Welcome to this series of videos on the version 3 upgrade to the digital early warning tools for IMR in Queensland Health. In this video, we will look at the early warning scoring within Interactive View when using the Queensland Maternity Early Warning tool. First, let's see what happens when the entered set of vital signs results in a MUTE score of 0. After opening your patient's chart, select the Interactive View option in the Power Chart menu. This will open the Interactive View page. Click on the Antenatal Care Navigator band in the navigation pane on the left. As the Vital Signs section is at the top of this nav band, simply double-click in the coloured band at the top of the current time column to document a set of vital signs. Enter all 8 vital signs required to calculate a MUTE score. In this case, we have entered a set of healthy vital signs that will return a score of 0. Click the green tick to sign the recorded values. Note that the early warning score is not showing for the set of vitals just entered. To see the early warning score, click Refresh. The early warning score should now be visible. As you can see, in this case it has a value of 0. Now let's see what happens when the entered set of vital signs results in a MUTE score in the range of 1 to 3. Double-click in the coloured band at the top of the current time column to document a new set of vital signs. Enter all 8 vital signs required to calculate a MUTE score. In this case, we have entered a set of vital signs that will return a score of 2. Click the green tick to sign the recorded values. With the set of vitals we have entered here, the calculated MUTE score triggers an alert for MUTE scores between 1 and 3. Use the scroll bar to review the pop-up alert message describing clinical responses to consider. Remember that these are just suggestions and do not replace the requirement to exercise professional judgment based upon the patient's current circumstances. Once you have read the notification, click Close. Note that the early warning score is not showing for the set of vitals just entered, even though we know from the alert that the score is between 1 and 3. To see the early warning score, click Refresh. The early warning score should now be visible. As you can see, in this case, it has a value of 2. Before looking at some more early warning alerts, let's see how you can review IMR alerts using the Cerner Discern Notification tool. To locate the tool icon, you will probably need to click on the notification chevron in the Windows taskbar. This will open the full set of notification icons for Windows. Locate and click on the Cerner Discern Notification button. This opens the Cerner Discern Notification tool. To view any of the listed alerts, simply select and double-click. The alert will open in a new window. Use the scroll bar to review the full pop-up alert message. Once you have reviewed the notification, click Close. To review another notification, double-click it. To return to the IMR, click Close. Now let's see what happens when an incomplete set of vital signs is entered so that a MUTE score cannot be calculated. Double-click the colour band at the top of the current time column, then document a new set of vital signs. In this case, we have not entered a value for consciousness. Sign the recorded values. Because we have not documented all 8 required vital signs at the same time, the MUTE score not calculated alert is triggered. Review the alert message, then click Close. Let's see what happens if we now add the consciousness into that incomplete set of vital signs so that it now has all 8 vitals. Document a value for AVPU, then click the green tick. Even though that time column now includes all 8 vital signs required to calculate a MUTE score, because they were not all documented at the same time, the MUTE score not calculated alert is still triggered. Review the alert message, then click Close. Click Refresh to update the display. Because all 8 vitals were not entered at the same time, no early warning score appears. In this section, we will see what happens when 2 different temperatures are entered at the same time, a condition IMR calls dual parameters. Double-click the coloured band at the top of the current time column, then document a new set of vital signs. In this case, we have entered both an oral and tympanic temperature. Sign the recorded values. Because two temperature readings were included in the same set of vitals, the dual parameter alert is triggered. Review the alert message, then click Close. Click Refresh to update the display. Note that the words dual entry appear in the early warning score. Now let's see what happens when an emergency condition is detected. Double-click the color band at the top of the current time column. Document a value that will trigger an emergency alert. In this case, we have entered a respiratory rate of 8. Then sign the recorded value. Note that any single value that represents an emergency condition will trigger the MET call alert. Review the message, then click Close. Click Refresh to update the display. Notice how the early warning score shows an E representing an emergency condition. For our final section, let's see what happens when a MEWT score of 8 or more is calculated. Double-click the color band at the top of the current time column. Document a set of vitals that will return a MEWT score of 8 or more. Then sign. As you can see, the values we have entered have triggered the MET call alert we saw earlier. Review the message, then click Close. Click Refresh to update the display, and the early warning score will now be visible. As you can see, in this case, it has a value of 12. Now let's select the Managing Deterioration option in the Power Chart menu. Click Refresh, and because the previous set of vitals triggered a warning, in this case you will see the yellow alert pop up. The recommendation is to select immediately, so this pop-up will appear whenever another clinician opens this page and the condition is still active. But you will need to check with your HHS's business rules to confirm which option you should use. If required, use the zoom function so you can see the data that has been entered and any recent trends leading up to that point. For more information, refer to your HHS's QRG on vital signs and scoring in interactive view.